like to introduce you to Frank Blankenship of Mind Freedom, Florida. Came all the way up from Florida to talk to us today.
The theme of the annual meeting of the American Psychiatric Association this year is changing practice and perception of psychiatry. In other words, whitewash. And therefore, actor Alan Alda, former Senator Patrick Kennedy, Vice President Joe Biden, who will be speaking there tomorrow, and actor Joey Pantoliano are present at the event. This is PR, baby, and in a big way, too. The drug companies are also well represented. There is, in fact, a disclosure index in the program that shows the financial relationships between the speakers and Big Pharma. So if you download the program of this event from the APA site, you can find out some of the drug companies that are really heavily into this thing. Of course, most of the speakers have such tie. As for change in practice, the APA began in Philadelphia in 1844 as the Association of Medical Superintendents of American Institutions for the Insane.
Oh, okay.
There were 13 of them back then. Fast forward. There are 36,000 some members now. I was reading just the other day how someone didn't think there were enough pediatric psychiatrists in the USA. The slant of this article then was that we need more child psychiatrists, labeling and drugging more children. A situation sure to result in more maimed, wounded, and in some cases, dead children. The fact that Vice President Joe Biden has been invited to give a lecture should come as a surprise to no one. One of President Barack Obama's most insistent re-election campaign promises involved criminalizing mental patients. Why else would their names be put on a criminal background checklist while their Second Amendment constitutional rights are routinely violated? Vice President Joe Biden was chosen to chair a task force making a scapegoat of people in the mental health system for the violence of a very few individuals. Out of this task force and other committee meetings, it has been proposed that school workers be trained as mental health cops. These mental health cops would target children for labeling and drugging, and they would bust them for mental illness. The idea is that if we catch them early enough, they won't slip through the cracks in the system and grow into multiple murderers. I have more of a worry that they may be murdered instead and by psychiatry.
Great stuff.
I think we must be in the 2nd century of the brain now. Researchers are so intent in finding a biological basis for so-called mental illness. They've got it all figured. Mental illness is physical illness. Black is white, war is peace, hate is love, and death is life. If there is a 3rd century of the brain, I'd wager they won't find any biological basis for so-called mental illness then either. What we will get out of the matter is more dead children, more dead adults, and more dead senior citizens. One cannot fail to see the irony in the fact that the same government that would contain its mental patients through violence attributes violence to mental patients. Labeling a person mentally ill permits libel, abduction, assault, torture, imprisonment, neglect, brainwashing, poisoning, and even murder of that person, all in the name of mental health. Psychiatry is voodoo science. In that profession, you've got phony doctors using phony medicine, real poison, on phony patients to treat phony diseases with devastating results. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.